The stock market is tumbling down this week. Let's bring in Joe Tegay of Equity Armor Investments. Joe, fear is really creeping into the stock market.
Yeah, if people talk about the VIX as the fear index, the VIX up around 40, that is some fear creeping into the stock market. Remember last week we were talking, and I had mentioned the VIX was in a range, and I said if the VIX hits above 30, look out, it could go a lot higher. We've certainly seen that this week as the S&P 500 has failed to hold its 50-day moving average. Now, while the market's falling off, people are want to pin it on one thing. People are saying this is election anxiety. The elephant in the room all year long has been COVID. COVID situation around the world and domestically is getting worse. If there's a second shutdown, the market will not like that, and we'll see global growth slow. So obviously the market's responding to that too.
So you believe it's all about COVID. How do you play that as a trading pro?
Yeah, well, looking at the market right now, we obviously have had a tremendous year. Certain stocks like tech stocks have had a tremendous year. That means two things: good for those stocks being up, but it also means there's potentially a long way for them to fall. So it's certainly cautious, and the typical methods of protection are very expensive right now. So that's where it's very tricky for a market participant to be. For me, you know how I like to be. I like to be hedged. I like to be in the market, and I'm happy. I'm always happy to have that on. However, if you want to initiate that trade right now, it's very tricky and risky, and I'd leave it to the professionals.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks for having me.
For more Business First AM, check us out on social media. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And go to businessfirstam.com for where to see our show on TV.